G'day mates, how's it going? You're on DirtByte. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2025 Survival Farming Vlog. On today's episode, we get stuck into the beets again, we collect our bales, and we struggle to load a trailer. So let's dig in. Well, it's beet chopping time again, so I've got up nice and early on this brisk December morning to try and get this field cleared out as much as possible. I really would like to get it all completed today. That's why we're up early. I was up before the sun was even up this morning. It was quite cool down in the tent. I am looking forward to trying, or at least getting some sort of alternate accommodation. I've been in the tent now for quite a while. And I think since we are actually going to make some good money this year, it's time to start looking for some more permanent accommodation. And that may be like a house or a caravan or something. I think time to upgrade from the tent. Spent quite a lot of money on the farm, but I think it's time to look after myself and live in. So that'll be on the agenda coming up in the next couple of vlogs once I have a bit of an idea what we're going to do with that and see how much money we actually end up making this year. Would be nice to get a farmhouse and on our block that we have up here near in the yard somewhere, so I'm nice and close to all the action and close to the animals. That would be really nice. We'll just have to wait and see how much the builder's going to charge for that to be built for us. That's probably the biggest thing. Because although we have got a good income source at the moment, we also still have to be careful because we do need to continue expansion. Like, for example, I want to get a new combine harvester, and I think we're going to need a new combine harvester as we create and expand the fields we have got into that newly required area of land we got a few episodes ago. So, you know, there's competing priorities here. I think going for something a bit better than a tent, but still temporary, may be the best option for a nice, cozy, comfy place to be living instead of down by the dam in the tent. Now, I'm pretty confident this field of sugar beets is going to really help do that. I think we've taken 5 loads now. I don't know if there's going to be another 5 in here, but I anticipate they're probably close to 5 more full trailer loads. And it does take a little while to obviously collect them with the bucket and process them into the chopped beet. So we'll just have to see how we go with that. I will get underway with the usual time-lapse that I do for this sort of work here in a minute. Hopefully by the time the sun comes up fully, we've got quite a few loads of beets taken over to the animal dealer, and we've got this field cleared out a little bit. Come on, let's go. But it's a bit hard to get my bearings when it's dark like this. But I am getting better at operating the frame loader every time I use it, which is really good and promising for the future of the farm. Along with the beets, we've got a heap of products to sell today as well. So December is going to be really busy, even though there's not going to be very much actual like farming that we need to do other than collecting the beets. There's not going to be cultivating, we're not going to be harvesting or planting. We are going to be doing a lot of running around and a lot of loading and a lot of selling. I do want to get the auto stacking trailer today for the big square baleable so we can bring over all the silage. That's something we'll be getting on to soon. We'll do that after this first time lapse, and we'll head over and start making some money from that. So I think we'll just get stuck into it, do a bit of a time lapse, and I'll see you once, well, the field won't be done, but I'll see you once the time lapse is over. We have lost some of the last bit of footage. Seems like my SD card in the camera has, yeah, failed for some reason. So I've got a new card in now. So I'm not sure exactly what we have lost. But just as a brief update, in case we've lost a lot of stuff, we've obviously got the auto stacking trailer now. We've taken one load over to the farm or the animal dealer already. 14 bales, which was about $49,000. We also took a third load of cut beet over to the animal dealer, which got us another $17,000, and we're up to 8 loads of cut beet we've delivered to there so far. We have spent quite a bit of money, so we've obviously bought this, which was like 90,000, but I also bought a quite large TMR mixer that was 60% off, so it was $26,000. Again, I don't know if we're going to be using it for cows, but I thought with a 60% off, might as well get it, and worst case scenario, we can probably sell it again and hopefully make about the same. You know, it was quite a big discount, so we're not going to lose money on it, I don't think. So what we're going to do is got 3 more. There you go. 2 more bales to put on here. Then we'll head back over to the animal dealer. Well, I've missed that one. And then there should just be maybe 1 and a bit more loads. Well, there'll be, yeah, 1 and a bit more loads to do. So we're still going to hopefully make another 115,000 off this field. We might have to double our current bank balance, which would be nice. Once we finish this, it'll be time to start selling some of the other produce. So we have the lettuces, tomatoes, and flour to sell. I anticipate from them we'll make $200,000. Hopefully, I don't know. Like, my guessing for the income we make is always pretty bad. So I'm not really sure yet, but I'd love to see $200,000 from that. That will really give us a huge, huge bank balance. Let's get this one unloaded and sold, and then we'll complete the rest via, it'll only be a short time lapse, but I think that'll be the best way to finish off the bales in the field. There we go. $43,000 plus $5,700 for the environmental score award. So yep, perfect. This has definitely been worth doing for the profit we're going to make from before we rip it up and turn a lot of it into fields. Alright, here we are. Last load, we had 8 bales of silage. I thought we'd just tack on the rest of, or some of that straw bales. We got a total of 39,000 for that. So we're up to $251,727, which I think is very impressive. Very impressive indeed, especially where we started from. Now, the next task on the agenda for today is to start taking the produce over to the store. Now, to do that, we have got that big trailer at the store that I want to use, but with that we will also need to get a dolly. So I'm going to have a look around to see what the store has got in the way of dolly for it. So we'll get that sorted, and we also want to move the goat's milk over to the dairy. So we'll get the trailer all sorted first, jump into the little Massey Ferguson, move the goat's milk, and then we'll get loading all of our produce. So here we are back at the store again. Let us jump inside and see what they've got. So I think they mentioned that it's in the miscellaneous category. Here we go. So they've literally just got one option, 18,500. All set up. That's literally it. Okay. Let's go and check it out. Perfect. So we can connect that with the tractor, then we connect that to the big trailer with the tractor, and then we can load up all of our produce in one go, I reckon, and take it all over to the store in one trip. That way we have to pay us all in one trip, and we'll see how much we make all at once. Now, it might not be too hard to reverse this onto the trailer, but I'm anticipating that I'm not going to be able to reverse a, like, dual... I don't know what you even call it, like, dual turning trailer, like... I just definitely don't have those skills yet. I can't even line up the little dolly to where it needs to be. Alright. That's a big setup now. I think if we just park it down here, this will give us a good access to all of our produce that we have there. I'm going to give the goat milk into the dairy. And the goats need quite a bit of grass. Quite a few of the grass bales. Because being winter, the meadow isn't growing, so we're going to have to really bolster up their food. I think with this pallet, we might take this one over to our little dairy we have across at the other yard, just to help try and get it up to finishing that one pallet of butter that it's working on. Alright, so get this one over to there. And I'll have to see why they're not taking the churn that we did put over there, because obviously we've dropped off and normally they would have taken it in by now. So I hope that it's not full, because, yeah, well, I mean, it's good. Oh. So one was fine. Not why the other one is still sitting there. If they've taken any at all. Oh, alright. Obviously it was all good. Must have just been a bit of a delay on getting someone out here to collect it in. So it's bale time. Luckily we've got our weight on this time. I remember last time we tried this, we struggled a bit. And since we have the weight, I'm going to try and do 2 bales at a time. We do only have 8 bales left, so hopefully it's going to be enough to get us through the winter. And we will have to prioritize making some more bales for the sheep in the spring. Go. I'm going to give them... We're going to give them 4. I reckon they're going to take 4 with the fact they don't have the meadow grass. And if they don't, well, we're going to be definitely coming back and giving it to them in the next month or so. Because, again, December, winter time, no meadow grass. Alright, that'll keep them satisfied for quite a while. Heat the pallet of milk over to the little dairy. Catch it on the run. I have also pushed the pallets of tomatoes and lettuces out so we can collect them and put them into the trailer. I've only done 1 row yet. I think there was still another 14 pallets worth of produce in the greenhouse, and that should be getting picked now. Once it's picked, we'll have to push it out and load them all up as we normally do. Where do we drop this? We'll drop this off around the front. Really should move that planter out of the way, I think. I did put it there to wash once we finished the planting last season, and since then I think we've been in and harvested and I haven't got to washing it, so yeah, I've just been so busy getting all this other stuff done that I haven't really been able to do the different things we need to do, like keeping the machines maintained and cleaned. But hopefully once we get all this work done in the next couple of months or next month or so, we'll be able to have a good tidy up of the yard, possibly even build a new shed, get everything nice and tight and clean, ready for the busy season of harvest, of planting and harvesting that will come next year. So I've already messed up. I was wanting to pick the 2 pallets up at once, but unfortunately wasn't able to. I really need to get better at doing this. I don't think that this tractor is the right tool to be doing this intensive loading with. We really could do with an actual forklift or a telehandler that's got dual wheel steer in order to make maneuvering a bit easier. And also having a driver that actually can operate the machines better too probably would go a long way to making it a bit easier. As we know too, I'm not exactly the best at forklift operating when I'm trying to narrate what we're doing. So, as that's a prime example. Like, we should have just been able to get them on there really easy, but again, I've failed miserably. So I think what we're going to have to do for this is we are just going to have to jump back into another time-lapse. I know we are having quite a few time-lapses this episode. It's just, unfortunately, one of those things when we've got a lot of these repetitive tasks to do. Time-lapses just seems to be the easiest way to get them in, get them done, and actually get some work done, as well as creating these videos. So let's get stuck into it. I hope to get all of these loaded and the flour loaded in the time-lapse, and hopefully we can bring you back in when we're over at the store and we're about to make $200,000 plus. But we'll just have to wait and see. So sit back, relax. I'll get this done and we'll see.
Dusty boots on a digital plane, twangy guitar, scent-free frame, sunsets glow a pixelated hue. This old country feeling brand new. Neon prairie where the tumbleweeds roll to a drum machine beat, losing all control.
Classic beats, steady pulse through the static. My heart exalts from the honky tonk to the arcade light, dance until dawn through the digital night. Neon prairie where the tumbleweeds roll to a country scent beat, losing all control. Many triggers, every back road street, country stars, wild and free. No more lonesome, just a dead
Well, that took so long. I thought I'd spare you the trouble of watching me load up the flour, because yeah, it was a nightmare to get it all loaded on, and we still have a heap of flour to bring over. So we have to bring over this full load. Let's start selling stuff and we'll see how we go. So yeah, we've got like close to $200,000, not quite. We still have a heap of flour to load up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get in, finish loading up the flour, and we'll take it over to the store. But I anticipate it'll probably be close, maybe not quite 500,000, maybe $480,000 in the bank or something like that, which is honestly quite insane considering how we've started this farming venture off. So let's just check to see what we have left in here. We have 2 that are there, and then we also have another 7. Let me get these 9 loaded up, and we'll come back in for the final sell of these items. Alright, so I got the last 9 pallets of flour loaded up. I chucked on the 2 pallets of oil. I don't know if it's the best time to sell, but they were there ready to go, so I figured, why not? We'll get them on as well. So we have a total of 9,000 flour, 2,000 canola oil. Let's get this over here and see how much we can make from this last load. I think this is all we have to sell at the moment. Well, we do have the rest of the sugar beet to do, but I think that from all of our products, this is the last of it. Get this lined up. So 477,591. So I can't complain at that. That gives us more than enough money to buy a really good combine harvester when we need it. It also gives us plenty of money for expansion. So this is really quite a good outcome. I'm really happy with how works have been progressing, how we've been going through this farming adventure we're on. I need to find somewhere to park this trailer. I'll just park it over here for now. Really getting quite a messy yard at this point. We need to really desperately get in and sort it out. So there we go. So we need to start doing some cultivating over there. We've still got the sugar beet to continue chopping. Have one more go at that next episode. And I think for now, we're pretty much done with everything we can do in this episode. The only thing that we could consider is, let's have a look at what sort of farming buildings our builder can build for us. He has sent me over the plans, so I'll bring them up and we'll have a quick look. So here we are. There are a few different options, from something simple like a little mobile home, like semi-permanent place for 55,000. And get a nice double-story house. Some of these are obviously quite expensive because there's quite a lot of work that goes into them. Something like that looks really quite nice. Obviously got the... There we go. Nice big house like that. So there are some options. I would probably incline to go with something like this to start with, just to give me some other option rather than the tent. So possibly over, like right out of the way, out over here, so we have room to expand our silos along a bit further if we need to. Maybe 2 more extensions on there, or away from the field. Something like that might be good because it'll give us the option up here. And then when we do end up getting the facilities to get one of these really nice expensive farmhouses, like something like this, now I could just imagine this would be a wonderful farmhouse to have on this property. We'd need to obviously put it somewhere else, even this one. So there's some quite nice ones there. I'd be inclined to go for the quite expensive ones. Maybe this one. That one looks really nice too. So there's a few good ones that we'd definitely go with, but I think that for now, I'll probably go for something cheaper, something more transportable, but that's something to work on. Well, maybe not next time, but in the future at least. Now the other thing to consider is we can possibly get some what was it called? What was he saying about it? I can't remember. It was in the factories. It's about selling generation. He said that they've done some wind farms before, so we can actually get into doing some solar and some wind farms. Like, you know, this is $6,000, makes about $600 a month. So these may be a good opportunity to get into something like that. Like that's $10,000 or $100,000 and makes about $10,800 a month, up to 10,800. So some of these things here, like something like that, we could put somewhere and then sit back and just watch the money roll in. I don't know whether it would be too much. Like you can even do solar farms. I wonder if you could put them. No, see, it'd be nice if you could put them like in the goat field or something. That would be quite amazing. So I think that's probably it for today's episode. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're keen to see how we go with our field expansion over there, or finally see the end of all those sugar beets, please do remember to like and subscribe. And for now, remember to keep your boots dirty and your butts clean. I'll catch you next time on DirtByte.